Important news conference to have for our viewers, as that shocking and appalling attack has been confirmed for what it is, and that being labelled a terrorist attack, Zoe.
Exactly, and I think it's been really obvious to my fellow Melburnians. We were on notice in June when there was an attack on Josh Burns's office, to now have firebombing, arson attacks of synagogues in our suburban streets. Something needed to be done a long time ago. The press conference we've just heard was an important move, but frankly the absence of public comment, condemnation in the most blunt terms over the weekend, the failure of those senior ministers to turn up, to inspect for themselves what's happening, and frankly the failure to respond to the calls from the Jewish community now for months. So the Executive Council of Australian Jewry will tell you that there have been over 900 incidents of serious anti-Semitic activity in Victoria over the last 12 months, up from 200 or so the year before. We've had all the evidence we need for greater action.
What's the mood like now within the Jewish community in Melbourne? Obviously, there must be a great deal of uncertainty, quite frankly, fear, given the events of recent days.
It is, and may I say, it's everywhere. You know, we had swastikas painted on public art in a township of 1,100 people in my electorate just a few weeks ago, a swastika on the road that people drive by, swastikas last summer in municipal signs, welcome to Rye, here's the swastika. There has been so much going on, from the big parts of the city to the small parts of the city where we have significant Jewish populations and where we do not. But there has not been the clear leadership, the clear declaration we need from government. What the Prime Minister said yesterday was just pure gobbledygook, sort of implying that if you create fear in the community, well, then it's terrorism. I'm sorry, our Jewish community has been living with that fear day in, day out. Eggs thrown at people, people being spat on in the street, people being yelled at on the steps of our parliament. Enough is enough, Prime Minister. Stand up and show some leadership. Turn up, come here, go see it for yourself. Bring your national security colleagues with you. For goodness sake, send the Attorney General. He's only a couple of kilometres down the road. It's not that hard. We need to see action, leadership, clear words.
There were clear words from certainly the Federal Police Deputy Commissioner, Chrissy Barrett, was very clear in saying this is a critical moment. In being led now by the Joint Counter-Terrorism team. So at the operational level, you would welcome that, as James Patterson did, the fact that this is going to have the resources of the AFP alongside Victoria Police and ASIO, as well as they zero in on 3 suspects.
Absolutely. So some reassuring comments, thank heavens, from our intelligence and security and law enforcement leaders today, off the back, may I say, of a call from Peter Dutton and James Patterson yesterday that we actually have a task force focused on acts of anti-Semitism. We've seen what's happening on our university campuses. We have been calling for this for months. We have been calling for this from the day after October 7. And all we get is mealy-mouthed words from this government, and then this bizarre move at the UN last week to abstain, to not line up with our traditional partners at the UN, to not line up with the US, and to basically almost reward activities of hate and division and violence and rape that we have seen in Israel, and say, well, we need a two-party solution. I'm sorry. We all agree with that, but now is not the time to be calling for it, because you are, by proxy, sending messages that it's okay to point the finger at Israel. It's just not.
Zoe McKenzie, thanks. As always, talk to you soon.